Okay, it says live, so I'm guessing I'm on. Wait a little bit, let this thing get warmed up. Cool. So I'm just gonna do some cooking tonight. Talk about doing some different techniques, tips, whatever we can think about here. My original plan was to talk about movements, different movements with our exercises and things like that. But for some reason, I got the urge to talk about cooking tips. I love to cook. I know a lot of people who don't. I know some people that do. I've had the pleasure of working in several restaurants, and I do a lot of cooking at home. I can't lie. I'm a big Food Network guy, and the kids are a little picky. Even the wife can be a little picky, whatever. And I love variety. I'm big on variety. So we'll talk about that. Please launch any questions you may have. And we'll get this thing officially started in about a minute or two. Hate to keep y'all guys waiting. I have no creativity when it comes to food. Vanessa, that's why I'm here. We can talk about that. I know it's tough. It's a lot of options out there, but at the same time, you can't trust them all. Sometimes you try to cook it, it comes out wrong. I had a client try to make bone broth this week. She didn't like it, didn't come out too well. My best advice on a bone broth, or what am I talking about, on anything? Your first try is not going to come out great. Even if you follow a recipe to the T, it's still not going to come out perfect that first or second time. Your oven's different. Quality of ingredients may be different. There's a lot of different factors with that. So creativity is tough. So we'll talk about that. I like different things. I don't like to go too crazy. I don't want any beet chips. They got beet chips now. I don't know if I want a chip made out of beets. They have veggie pasta now, which I'm loving. Loving the veggie pasta infused with your spinach, different items. That's always great. Of course, we'll do our shout outs. I know officially you're supposed to wait a while and do the shout outs all together, and forget that. I want to talk to all my people at the same time. Who we got? Emprendedores Españoles. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. There's my man. We're listening. Estamos listos, eh? I'm guessing that means we're listening. Love it. Liz, Margie, Justman, Esposito. What's going on, Justin? If you're still here, man, what's up? That man has choked me out. All right, so officially we have a couple new people here and there. My name is Dante Finney, a.k.a. Pain in the Park, a.k.a. Kick You in Your Face, a.k.a. I get tapped out all the time. It's all good. I'm okay with it. Cool, got this live feed. All right, let's get this thing cracking, man. So one of the things I like to talk about that I saw a video of years ago and I thought was really interesting and something that people may not know about is different cooking pans and cooking types. What's going on, Dupree? Family in the house. Different pans for different food items and even for different speeds of cooking. There's a lot of different things you can do. So we're going to start off with the least versatile, the most delicate pan, but for what it's supposed to do, it does the daggone trick. Okay, and that's your non-stick pan. Definitely huge. You can get a non-stick pan almost anywhere. Nice and clean. The benefit to your non-stick pan is that you can cook your delicate things like eggs, pancakes, your delicate items like that you want to cook nice and slow and low and you don't want to have to scrape off the pan. Very good for those types of things, especially eggs and pancakes. First two things pop into mind. Why? Because I cook those almost every day. You can use different pans for those items, French toast or something like that, but the food is going to stick to a different kind of pan. It's going to make the cleanup very messy. When you try to take it from the pan onto the plate, it's going to be very messy. It's going to stick to your pan, fall apart. You're going to have to start rubbing and scrubbing all on the pan. We don't want that. So try to use your non-stick pan, all right, for cooking your delicate food items. Real simple, all right? The bad thing about a non-stick pan is that it is easily scratched. So you can harm the pan if you cook with a fork or a regular spatula, a metal one. I would prefer you use a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon or a wooden spatula, okay, when you're cooking with your non-stick pan. No metal on metal with non-stick pan. That's a no-no. Esteban, my dude, Esteban. You didn't know I could pick you up, did you? All right, then we got our stainless steel pan. Can't beat this baby. Very versatile. You can cook things like eggs in it, delicate things, pancakes and such. You got to make sure you grease the pan up real good. I'm a butter guy. I just use straight up butter to grease up the pan. Real easy. They have different sprays you can use. They got olive oil spray. I'm a big olive oil guy. You can throw that on there. You can get different infused olive oils. I guess I should have brought those out. I have some cool ones. Thanks to the in-laws. Big shout out Burns and Barbara. So we got the stainless steel pan, and you can cook your meat and your delicates like your eggs in here. You cannot cook meat in a non-stick pan. You can, but the chances of you burning that meat and having it stick to your pan, and you have to scrape it, is big. So you don't want to risk cooking your meat in the non-stick pan, all right? You want to go ahead and use the stainless steel for that. Okay, very versatile, very durable. You don't have to worry about scratching it with your knife or your spatula. You can go ahead and get in there, use it up. After you cook meat in this bad boy, you know all them little bits that's left on the back end? Got all those little bits, you got a little grease on there. You can actually make a good gravy with that. All right, you can make a good gravy or a pan sauce. Okay? Gravy, you can always buy it at the store, right? But we make our own gravy around here. A good gravy starts with a roux. Your roux is going to be basically flour and fat. So you want to use an equal ratio of flour and fat for your gravy. The fat would be the grease at the bottom of the pan after you cook some meat, if you're a meat person. If you're a vegan and you're watching this, I'm sorry. We like meat. You know, I don't go overdo it. I'm a little scared of the red meat myself, especially ground beef. In most grocery stores, you're talking about 80% of that meat was treated with ammonia. Now, I know that stat is about 2 or 3 years old, but I cannot imagine things have changed very much in the past 2 to 3 years. Shout out to Eli Us, my dude. Get the wifey on here. She needs these cooking tips. Get her on here. Caitlin, Karen, how you guys doing? So we're just talking about making the gravy, right? If you use a stainless steel pan, cooking your meat, you're going to have some bits in the bottom of the pan, a little bit of grease. You want to drop a little flour in there, a little butter. You're going to mix it up until you get this roux. It's going to be a light golden color. If it starts to turn brown, the heat is up too high, or you've been cooking it for too long. Keep your temperature nice and low when you first start cooking your gravy, okay? So that's how that rolls. We can talk more about gravy if you're interested. I love doing it. You can use a chicken bouillon cube, beef cube, something like that. Throw that in there to give it whatever meat flavor you like. And then with the right ratio of butter and flour, you can get it cracking. Faith, I know you know how to cook some gravy. Don't lie to me. I know you'd have cooked up some gravy in your day, right? So the next pan we're gonna get up on is the cast iron pan. All right, this thing has gained a ton of popularity in the past. One quick tip on that, because I can see like you got a little glazy, a little residue on the pan. This is a good thing in your cast iron pan. You want a little oil here. So you actually do not want to wash your pan out with soap. If you get a brand new one, or if you have an old one, whatever. I know it. you're better off greasing it up with some olive oil, butter, something like that when you first purchase it, because everything is going to stick to it like crazy. All right, season it. Thank you, Jason. That's the right term. Jason Fair for the win. You win. You win a round of applause, because I can't, send you money right here. You own a round of applause. You're going to season the pan. All right, you're going to season it with a little oil, butter, something like that, so nothing sticks to it. Before you go out and buy a brand new pan, make sure you check your mama house if you're fortunate enough to do so, because I guarantee Mom Duke's got like 5 of them things under the sink in that cabinet off to the right. Okay, she probably got 5 cast iron pans that you can use. So check with a friend, check with an auntie, something, before you go purchase one, because an older one is actually better than your new one. It's going to be nice and seasoned. See, scrubbed all the food particles and stuff off my mom's cast iron with steel wool, and my mom killed me. Yep, that's correct, Eli. You actually don't want to get into it and scrub it down real hard. You want to keep that baby seasoned, have some good flavor to it. I didn't bring my wok out here, but if you guys are familiar with a wok, the big Asian cooking pan, the huge one, that's another one that you want to season the pan. You want all your oils, your sesame oil, whatever you're going to cook in your wok. You don't want to scrub all that away. You don't want to clean that thing with soap. You actually want to clean your cast iron pan and your wok with salt and hot water. If you got some sea salt, and you can put the sea salt on there, a little bit of water, because I know it's going to all infuse together, but it takes a little water to get everything off. You're going to scrub it down with your salt. That's going to get all the bad stuff off, okay? And then you can roll with it. I seen the hearts go up. I'm going to assume they're for Dion. Say hi, baby. Hey. This is my man, the little Florida boy, right? This is my dog. So he's chilling. You can chill for a little bit. You ain't got to go nowhere. But he will. Some coffee? Mommy's coffee. Oh, okay. Love that one. Stir fry. Yeah, gotta love the stir fry in the wok. A wok is crucial. A wok is least likely to burn your meats, your rice, and all that. It's least likely to burn everything. Kara, what's going on, girl? Thanks for tuning in. I know a lot of the Live Fit crew, a lot of Brandon's crew is currently working out. They're going to be able to watch the replay. If you guys let them know that the replay is available, share this or tag somebody you know. Let them get in on this info right here. It's nothing special, but any little tip you can pick up from me tonight is crucial. If you can learn one thing from each webinar I do, then I feel like we both done our job, okay? So, cast iron pan, wok, beautiful to cook in. Now, more on the cast iron pan. This is your main meat cooker. This is like your grill inside, all right? And Drew, what's up, Drew? I know you know all about cooking meat. Right? So the best thing about this is also it goes in the oven. Right? So you got you can technically bake a pie in this baby. You can technically bake a pie in here. Pies, casseroles, you can throw them all together, mix your green bean casserole up or your egg casserole up, throw it in the oven. This thing will take care of you. Extremely durable. You cannot destroy the pan. It's going to last you longer than the non-stick or the stainless steel. Campfires. That's a great one, my dude. That's a great one. Meatless mostly now, down 20 pounds. Hey, everybody give a little heart or a little clappy emoji for my man Drew A&D, down 20 pounds. And leaving that meat out while we do it. Can't beat it. Apple pie last time we went camping. What? Eli, I'm going to need you to type up the apple pie cast iron recipe and send that our way. So, once again, real quick, we got our non-stick pan for our more delicate food items. French toast, something like that. Real delicate stuff you want to cook in here. No heavy meats, no searing meat in this. And I would avoid boiling rice or anything like that in your non-stick pan. Because once that water runs out, it could get ugly. You may burn your pan. We got our versatile pan. If you're novice to cooking, if you're not a big cooker, maybe you're just getting started, just getting back on track, use your stainless steel. This is very forgiving and you can cook a lot of different items in it. I wouldn't put this in the oven, all right? It's gonna burn whatever you put in there. And I also would not deep fry in your stainless steel. You deep fry in this thing, a lot of grease. She pops a lot, it's gonna overheat your grease, it's gonna burn your grease, okay? So you don't want to do your greasing in here. You're deep frying. This baby you can deep fry in. We known to throw some oil in here and throw some tater tots in there, some sweet potato fries, and fry them babies up in the cast iron pan. So that's definitely something you can do with all three of those. Nothing crazy special, but always nice to know. It's like anything in life. If you're a carpenter, if you're a roofer, or even if you work in an office, if you work on computers all the time, you got to have the right tool for the job. It doesn't matter what you're doing, right? You got to have the right tool for the job. So that pertains to your food. You want to have the right tool for the job, okay? Great for searing meat and making burgers into. Yep, for sure, man. You can definitely cook your meats in this thing. You can cook your meats in this thing, and you can sear up a mean steak in the cast iron. You can do a mean steak in there. All right. Can use cast iron on glass stovetops. I don't see a reason why not, my man. I would be careful, don't get too excited with the dropping it down. But yeah, that's going to give you a nice even cook, better than the flame, better than your gas flame. That glass is going to give you a nice even temperature across the whole entire pan. So that's actually a good thing. So yeah, it's a go on that. All right. Started back to the gym home tonight. That's cool, Kara. We all wishing you the best, yo. Just started your chemo. We wishing you the best. Everybody got your back. Believe that. We sending prayers your way. Great positive thoughts your way all day. We got you. Nice to see you on here. Thanks for dropping in. Ricky Shockley, one of my new friends down here in Florida. What's going on, Ricky? I hope they look you up. Any local businesses? You looking to do some things? You looking to expand your business down here in Florida? Check out my man, Ricky Shockley. So that's all I have on the pans. Real basic, real simple. So we can go ahead and move on over into some smoothie talk if you don't mind. You want to talk about some smoothies? I know it's winter time. Smoothies not the first thing on your mind right now. But you need to be thinking about them smoothies a little bit more than you think about them dumplings right now. You know how it is. Leave them dumplings alone. It's like, Eric, that goes to you on the dumplings, my man. So, real quick, I'm going to leave a few dozen. There's going to be a lot of smoothie recipes in my online inner coaching circle group. I have a group. It's about 150 of us. It's the inner circle. I like to put little things in there here and there. I like for people to post in it. I know everybody's shy, but go ahead and post in there a little bit more. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and drop a bunch of recipes. I'm going to drop a PDF in there with tons of smoothie deals. A lot of different apple pie smoothies. Smoothies that taste like your favorite alcoholic drinks. All right? Sex on the beach and all that. There's a recipe for all that, okay? Preheat the cast iron pan in the oven first. Ooh, Jason going next level with the tips. That's what I like. Preheat the cast iron pan so you can get a nice even temperature all the way around. Then throw it on top. I like that. Good stuff. You can also, if you're not great at cooking your meats, maybe a chicken breast or something, you can sear them first on the stove top with your cast iron pan. You want to put your meat cast iron pan, sear both sides, typically 8 minutes for any particular meat. You may have to use a little more, a little less. After you sear both sides, the middle's not going to be cooked. You're going to sear both sides to get a good crust on there. You're going to take this baby, put it in your oven, low temperature, about 300, maybe even 250 if you want to take your time with it. and that's going to cook the middle of it as well. Usually if you cook meat straight in the oven, it's going to save you from burning it, but it's not going to have that good crisp on the outside. You want that good crisp on the outside, sear it in the cast iron pan first, then slide that bad boy in the oven and let it cook all the way through. No dumplings in Baltimore. So here's a random one for Baltimore, guys. Have you guys seen the Facebook post that's going around about the guy that lived in Baltimore? He was a cook. I do not know the name of the restaurant. He was a cook in the 90s in Baltimore. You know what he did? He fed his customers at least 3 human beings. That's right. 3 people, human beings, were fed to his clients in Baltimore in the 90s. We were all around. Okay, not the 20s, not the 1800s, 1990s. There's a Facebook post going around about it. Yeah, if you type that in, it may pop up for you. I was like, wow. I hope I hope there wasn't anywhere I went. Yeah, eating people. 3 people were fed. 3 humans were fed to people in Baltimore. Crazy. So great stuff. Let's double check the feed here. And we'll go ahead and start sliding into the smoothie talk in a second. Yeah, you heard that right. All right, cool. So I'm going to get those recipes to you after this in my online inner circle, right? We like to call ourselves the Fit Ninjas. That's my secret society right there. So, some blender tips. We all know smoothies. We've made some in the past year or two. We've all done it. Here's a couple tips, couple things I like to do. First, I like to put ice in the blender before I put in my fruit or my spinach or anything like that. If you put in your vegetables first and put your ice on top, you know how sometimes the blender will catch and it'll just be spinning and spinning? I mean, even my Ninja, when it was brand new, if you didn't do things a certain way, it would just get caught and just be spinning and spinning. Put the ice at the bottom. The blades will catch the ice and then we'll have everything bouncing around. It's going to give it some friction. It's going to give it something to rub on to get everything moving. So if you put the ice in the bottom, it's going to help you blend up everything a lot better. If you just put your vegetables in there, you may just catch yourself spinning and spinning with your fruit and your ice on top. Also, frozen fruit can be used like the ice. You can put your frozen fruit in the bottom. Frozen fruit is going to give you a thicker consistency as well. I know we're all big on fresh fruit, but you can buy frozen fruit at a pretty good price and you don't have to worry about it spoiling. I know some nutrients may be lost in the freezing process. I understand that. But sometimes convenience is key. There's no need having a bunch of great, wonderful, fresh fruit and then it goes bad on you or you don't use it properly. So getting some frozen fruit would be awesome. Chrissy, Rich, Patty. Hey, Patty. That's my mama right there. What's going on, baby? Nice to see you. All right, thanks for tuning in. So put your frozen fruit at the bottom as well, below your veggies. That's going to help that blade catch on to something, and it's going to give you a way better blend. Thanks, Patty. I'm trying, I'm down here trying to get my tan right down here in So Flow. I love you too. I love all my mamas. Shout out to Mary, Diane, and of course Barbara Jean as well. All right. Yeah, always have an extra towel around just in case a mess comes up. This is being extra picky. Just have a little towel around to keep things clean. Yes, I have turned the blender on and the daggone top flew off and stuff flew out. Yes, it has happened to me. And if you make enough smoothies, it's going to happen to you too. So just be ready, be prepared, be watching. What's going on, Missy? How's that baby doing? All right, I'm going to need you to get that baby on some smoothies ASAP. Breast milk, smoothies. That's it. All right. So I was cutting. I like to talk about cutting techniques as well. You have that's cool. The NutriBullet is awesome. The Ninja is awesome. The quality of blenders have gone up significantly. You don't need a top of the line blender, but remember, you always get what you pay for. That's just what it is. She'd like that too. I bet she would wear them smoothies out. She'd be like, real food, baby. So, cutting board, nothing special, but once again, having the right tools for the right job is crucial. If you're trying to cut on your plate, you're trying to cut up fruit and veggies on a regular plate, you really run a risk of cutting yourself because of reduced surface area. The plate may be very slippery. There's a lot of risk in that. Make sure you got the right tools. Get yourself a wooden cutting board or a marble cutting board. I love my marble cutting board. It's heavy. It doesn't move. If your wooden cutting board is not that big, maybe half this size or something, put a towel under it. That's going to keep it from sliding all over the place when you're getting your cut on. I'm not going to do any knife work, I don't think, tonight. I may get the craving to, but I'll make sure to do some knife work for you guys soon because the way you cut is crucial and what you use is very crucial as well. So having a good cutting board around is awesome, especially if you want to pre-cut some meat. Do it on a cutting board. Don't use your counter or a plate. You run a risk of injury right there. Mr. Mitchell, what's going on, baby? I hope business is good back at home for you, buddy. How them biceps looking? You staying pumped? I know you working all the time, so you ain't keeping that pump going. I know you looking soft right now, ain't you? Use a samurai sword. No, Lord. See, that's what I mean. Risk. Too much risk in there. Use the right tool. I just previously talked about a guy in Baltimore that actually fed his people at his restaurant, his clients at his restaurant. He fed them 3 human beings. Yes, 3 human beings were fed to people in Baltimore in the 1990s. He probably used the samurai sword for that. Now, I wouldn't recommend a samurai sword for some chicken breasts. I know. I got off task, Jason. I saw my cutting board and it's like, it drew me to it. I like meat. Not, I got thrown off task. All right. Marquise. Roberta. That's what's up. All right, back to the smoothies. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I got excited. I saw the cutting board, you know what I mean? So, back to the smoothies. Freezing your bananas. That's another little thing. People usually just throw the soft banana in there. Don't laugh at me, Chris. People just usually throw the soft banana in there, and that's weird trying to get that mixed up. A frozen banana is going to give you a good thick consistency. If you tend to put too much almond milk, or water in your smoothies, throw a frozen banana in that thing and it'll help thicken it right on up. Okay? Keep rising to the top, man. I love it, man. That's what's up. Yeah, I know, Missy. Well, guess what? This whole thing is about cooking and food. I have no written outline. I actually wrote a webinar about movement, different body movements you go through while you're working out. And for some reason, I decided not tonight. I want to talk about pans and smoothies and food. So here we go. It's probably Christy Campbell's fault. Christy Campbell launched an awesome webinar last night that I was fortunate enough to pick up on and listen to today. A lot of great nutrition tips, a lot of things that I don't cover, she covers. So definitely check her out. Man, y'all got, don't keep pulling me off task up in here. Next, variety of colors. So somebody brought up variety in food earlier as a problem. So when you're confused and you're not sure what I know, that's why you tuned in, because it was about food. So, variety. So you're lacking variety. You're like, oh man, what should I eat? I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to get. Blah. Colors. Think of colors. Try to get a different color of everything, even if it's a white meat or red meat. Or you got your spinach green, lemon yellow, oranges, red strawberries, purple eggplant, purple grapes. If you start getting confused about what food you need to pick up on, think about color, especially your smoothies. A good color to your smoothie, here's a tip. A good color to your smoothie will get your kids more likely to drink your smoothie. If the color's off, if we talking like some dark green and we borderline, poop color, and not everybody might not be too attractive with that. You might get some dirty looks in the gym when you're walking around with your dirty green shape. You got some good reds or a nice light green, some good colors going. Your smoothie's going to look a lot more attractive. It's going to be more appealing to not only your kids, but to you. So, back to the point of variety, colors. Think about different colors. Ooh, big shout out to Steven, my first cameraman, the first official cameraman. Steven, hey, I've been through a lot of media people. I do a lot of it on my own. My man Mike Nelson, he's the best. But my man Steven started it. He was one of the first, man. That's what's up. Big shout out. I'm glad you tuned in. I hope you can rewind and watch the beginning of this and get some good tips on cooking pans and choices you should make, all right? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's some good stuff. We'll skip all that stuff. Let's get some. Here's a good fact we like to talk about a lot. This will just give you an idea of the quality of food that you're eating right now. Think about this. I think there's going to be a big push for everyone in America to have a garden, a small garden behind their houses, off the side of their windows or something in the next 3 to 4 years. I think a garden will be super normal. It's going to be like having a TV. It's going to be like having a lamp, having that little garden behind, because the nutrients that we get from our food these days is poop. One orange from the 60s, one orange from 1960 has as much vitamins in it and nutrients as 4 to 5 oranges of today. It's going to take you 4 to 5 oranges to get the same amount of nutrients as one orange from the 60s. Crazy. You love gardening, Tony? Oh, good. Gardening is a great stress reliever, a great hobby, something to really put your mind to. The Japanese are huge for having meditation gardens. So that's just something to think about, something to really commit to this year. It's still cold outside, so before it gets warm, get your seed collection ready and think about growing yourself a garden, okay? I need to follow my own advice. We were big with the garden back at home as well. We grew all kinds of carrots, all kinds of weird stuff, watermelons, all that. So it was pretty cool. What's happened with the lack of nutrients in our food is farmers, for obvious reasons, selected all the biggest fruit. Not the best colored, definitely not the fruit that's going to give you the most nutrient dense quality. They've just picked the biggest ones purely based on size. Well, the bigger ones have more water and less nutrients. So through this process of just going for size and not quality, that's what we ended up with. Don't believe me? Here's the test. Here's the thing that changed my mind big time a few years ago. We grew tomatoes in our garden at home. The red compared to our tomatoes at home and the red color they had at the grocery store was so different. It was crazy. Ours were way more vibrant, a lot brighter color, less green spots, a lot less faded red on the top and the bottom. They were brighter and more red all the way through. So grow something yourself, then look at that same item in the grocery store and you will just see the difference in color. And that's going to let you know right there that the composition in the vegetable or fruit is just different. What it's made out of, the nutrients it contains is just way different. Right, Tony? So, you can always do that little experiment. Shout out to another Floridian from Berlin, Alana. How you doing, girl? So let's keep it real about one thing about smoothies. They're high in sugar. Okay? They're definitely high in sugar. But let's face it. You guys, not just you guys, we all, especially me, I love cereal and ice cream. We're all going to eat some sugary items. It's just the way it is. We're all going to have sugary items here and there from time to time. So having a smoothie with some sugar in it's not bad, especially if you're coupling that sugar with a lot of dense nutrients. If you're putting in your kale and all those things, that sugar is okay. If you're getting all those good nutrients as well, you can sacrifice some sugar. And also, if you're not getting sugar from your fruit, be it a smoothie or a peach or anything you want to eat in the morning, if you're not getting sugar from your fruit, you daggone sure going to go get it from a Three Musketeers, a Reese's, or a soda, or a Monster, or something like that. Your body needs sugar. It stores it. 20% of your sugar can be used by your brain alone. All right, to have a maximal functioning thought process throughout the day can take up to 20% of the sugar that you eat. So you need it. It's crucial for not just for looks, but for function. So definitely don't be scared of the sugar content in your smoothies because you're getting a lot of other good things as well. Great tip. Fantastic, Jason. Thank you. Some farmers pick fruits and vegetables early before they're properly ripened. That's going to lower the nutrition value dramatically. All right. So you can't trust everywhere. It's like we talked about the last webinar. Get on Mixed Martial Fitness with Dante. Get on my Mixed Martial Fitness page. You'll see the webinar from last week where we talked about you can't trust restaurants and what they put in your food. You don't know. Same thing with farmers. You don't know what they're spraying. You don't know when they pick the fruit. All these different factors really matter. Does it matter for 1 or 2 meals? No. Does it matter over the span of 1, 2, 3 years? Yes. 10, 20 years? Big time. Okay? Microwaving some plastic in a microwave and eating out of it one time, you do that for 10, 20 years, there's going to be a problem, okay? Big shout out to Pam, big clean and lean challenge user, losing great healthy weight the past few weeks. I love it. Big shout out to Pam. Good job, girl. So, high in sugar. Any questions about smoothies? Any comments? Honey's awesome. The local pollen that is used to make this honey is going to help you become more resistant to developing allergies, especially local allergies. Yes, local honey is better for those reasons because it contains the local things you need, the local pollen that you need to fight off allergens. If you notice in different parts of the country, people get sick at different times. But everybody gets sick at the same time, right? But it's different times everywhere. We're all susceptible to different diseases, colds, flus, allergens, depending on where we live is a big factor, okay? Big shout out to Miss Boyce. How you doing? How's the girls doing? I see everybody's still kicking butt in school. I love it. Keep it going. So that's all I really have for the smoothies, just the basic stuff. Frozen fruit, keep it local. Local honey's also the bomb and keeps forever. This is true. Honey keeps forever. Your fruit is going to go bad soon. That honey's going to last forever. People like to substitute honey with agave. That's a big substitute for the honey. It's going to be a little harder to find the agave. It's not readily available as honey, but it's a good substitute. All right. So, client menus. I've had someone send over a menu the past couple of days, a new client, male. He's looking to lose a little weight, get the muscles pumped up a little bit. He had a lot of great items on his thing. He had cheese, he had soda, he had a lot of different things. I just want to throw out there that I don't want you to try to change everything at one time. You're not going to eliminate soda, eliminate cheese, cut your calories, increase your protein all in 1 week. If you do all of that, then wonderful and more power to you. But what's going to happen is that depriving yourself is going to cause your cravings to be even harder a week from now. You're going to want that soda real bad if you cut out soda, cheese, and lowered your calories all at the same time. It's going to crush you mentally. So you're not going to be able to eliminate all those things at one time. So I didn't even mention a lot of things to him. I basically just stuck to take the soda out your diet. You want to make one change? Eliminate the liquid calories. Eliminate the soda. Eliminate too much excess juice. Do that first. You want to make a change in your diet. The next change I would go with is fat. All right? Watch your fat. We always worried about our calories. Check your fat intake. And that mostly pertains to snacks, your soft, your brownies, cupcakes, your Twinkies, and all those types of things. Be mindful of those fats. Try to eliminate those things from your diet. All right? So this guy, I don't want you to change everything at one time. Just a little bit. Somebody is mad at me. I don't even know who you are, but thank you for all the angry symbols. Any attention is good attention. But if you keep doing it, you might get blocked. All right, good stuff. 6, is that 6Y for years without soda? 6 years without soda would be amazing. That's crazy. Hold on, I'm about to block our man here because he got a little crazy with the mad symbols. I don't even know what that's about. 6 years without soda, that's incredible. Congrats. If you can go 6 days without soda, that's fine. Now, when I told him to eliminate soda, I gave him a chance to replace it with coffee. Yes, coffee has its downsides, but you can control your coffee portion if you make it. If you buy a soda, that whole can's going down. You're not going to drink half of it and throw the other half away. That would be stupid, first of all. And second of all, it's just not going to happen. But the coffee you can control. All right? You can limit your serving size with that. Coffee is ready. Oh, coffee is nasty. Leslie? Yeah, well, I get it. A lot of people do not drink coffee. I admit I slacked off the coffee a lot. Until I became a trainer. Then the hours, the constant talking, and the energy output, I definitely increased my caffeine. One thing to be aware of, if you are increasing the caffeine, just increase your water. It's easily, if you write it down, you'll see. The more coffee you drink during a day, the less water you're going to drink. It just happens. So if you're going to have the coffee, be mindful of your water intake as well. You love coffee, Margie? That's what's up. Big shout out to Aaron Schultz down in Puerto Rico with the coffee. A latte to enjoy. All right? Newborn equals coffee. Yes. So I'm not, like I said, along with soda or anything, if you do a lot of coffee throughout the day, I'm not going to tell you eliminate it. I don't want you to get grumpy at me because you lack in caffeine. All right? So a little bit at a time, just take it down a little bit at a time. I would suggest eliminate the coffee late at night. I'll admit I love to have coffee at night. It's horrible. I'm lucky that I can still fall asleep somehow because I can just mentally burn it off from going too fast up top. But I wouldn't recommend it. You never want to sacrifice sleep for anything, especially for some extra caffeine. Go decaf, all right? Big shout out to Ira. All right, I'm going to get a little sip of water here and take a breather. Any questions? Jamie, if anybody need to watch this webinar, it's you. Always at the bar eating cheesy fries with bacon bits. Any questions? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the likes. This is awesome. Like I said, I abandoned my original webinar tonight and just decided to freestyle on the cooking because I love to cook. Oh, wow. What up? We got Mitchell. What's going on, girl? You still eating all that Jamaican food? You still getting on that Jamaican food, ain't you? I need that. You hate fries. Who hates fries? It's okay if you're late. I started this kind of early. You know what I mean? I started a little early. I know a lot of people are still working. A lot of people are still in the gym. It's okay. This will be available on my YouTube and also available on Mixed Martial Fitness page on my business page. So you can check out any of the webinars I've done, including this one, immediately after this. You know it. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, girl. That Jamaican food got you looking right. You know what I mean? We all got to eat. Ain't nobody trying to diet and get all skinny no more. That's out. We want to have some muscle. We want to have a frame on us. And you got to eat for that. You can't starve yourself. And far beyond aesthetic reasons, starving yourself is horrible for your brain and your hormones and metabolism. You're going to screw your metabolism all up. We'll talk about that another day. That's a whole video in itself. I think metabolism and hormones may be the next webinar. I'll put that together for you guys for next Wednesday or maybe next Thursday. Thanks, Tony. Debbie's yoga videos. I'll try to get Debbie out here to do a handstand for you or something in a little bit. Making sure I catch everything. Ooh, air fryer. Can we talk about the air fryer real quick? Right quick, give me a like or just say yes or something. Let me know if you have an air fryer or not. That thing is gold. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be real with you. We had a little incident at one of my houses in the kitchen. Had a grease fire. Grease fires are common. I'm sure somebody on this webinar or has viewed this webinar has been a part of a grease fire as well. It's ugly. It's fast. It has nothing to do with you being a bad cook. These things happen. An air fryer will eliminate that and still give you the crisp on your food. I was very skeptical of, would it still be crispy? Or am I just going to get something like I put it in the oven? You know, it's the air fryer is actually going to be very crispy. It's wonderful. I use it. It was definitely caused us to use a lot less grease. I do not have a percentage for you on how much less fat you're consuming by using an air fryer compared to grease, but it's significant, and I would advise using the air fryer. Ooh, big shout out to Bill Baker, man. I'm glad you stopped by. Big shout out. I miss hearing you guys. I'm down in Florida now. I need to tune in on one of my radio apps more, but I definitely miss hearing you guys. And my wife and I agree, you guys' radio station kicks butt. We listen to stations all up and down the East Coast. You guys kick ass, man. I'm just keeping it real. I may have a little favoritism for the hometown, but it's wonderful. Holly, how you doing? You were one of the last people I saw back in Salisbury, girl. How you doing? I hope you enjoyed your cruise. So to back up a little bit, the beginning of this webinar started off with talking about non-stick pans, cooking your delicate stuff. All right, it's the least durable, but you can cook your delicates in there. Stainless steel pan. If you scroll back up the comments, my man Jason and Eli, they left some great tips with cooking with all of these various pans. So stainless steel, that's another great one. All right. Cast iron pan, the favorite. All right. The most durable, multifunctional pan of them all. You run the risk of burning some things because it can get super hot. And you run a risk of meat or eggs or any of the delicate foods sticking to the pan. But besides that, this thing is awesome. You can bake with it and you can even put it on your grill. Crusher. So that's what the first half of the webinar was all about. And then we talked about some smoothie info. I got super off track. Sorry about that, Jason. But we was going all over the place. All right, and we just covered the air fryer, one of my new tools. I love it. I got a lot of little kitchen gadgets. The air fryer is one of the best ones. I got another little thing beside me here with some trusty tools. Theme for tonight, right tool for the job. That's crucial to have the right tool for the job. That especially pertains to your knife work. You don't want to take a big French knife, okay, and use this to cut the tops off your strawberries with. All right? You want to use this to cut up some celery sticks, something long, or some meat, okay, something a little tougher. My next demo, I'll actually show you guys how to sharpen a knife. Well, I'll do a live demo on how to sharpen your knife, okay? It's real simple. It takes like a minute, and you can have a super sharp knife. You don't have to keep buying different knives. You can sharpen the ones you have. You can sharpen your French knife. You can also sharpen your serrated knife. All right, this bad boy is for cutting something that's going to squish on you. A tomato, bread, something that if you push down on it, it might squish on you. Your serrated knife is going to give you a nice, even push-pull motion, and it's going to get through that tomato. It's going to get through the bread without squishing it. All right. Then you got your paring knife, this little guy here. This is what you're going to cut the top of your strawberries off with. This is what you want to, use all, cut grapes in half or whatever you're going to use for your smoothie, anything for your hand. You can even peel a potato with this bad guy, nice and small. It's smaller, so it offers more control. So you can peel a potato or something like that if you don't have a peeler. Obviously, a peeler is the best option, but not everybody has a peeler. So you can use your little paring knife for things like that. This knife is bigger, offers less control, so you're more likely to cut yourself with this. You're also more likely to cut yourself with a dull knife as opposed to a sharp knife. I just talked about sharpening your knives. I'll show you how to do that soon. A sharp knife is actually going to go through whatever you're cutting without falling off the side. A lot of time you'll go to cut something and it'll slide off the side instead of going straight down. That's a lot of times because your knife is too dull. Shout out to Sonny, shout out to Nicole Voselman, a favorite from way back. All right, this is going to give you more control, less control. A sharp knife is going to get you through. It's not going to slide off of your item and run you more risk of cutting yourself. The sharper item is going to do what it's supposed to do faster and safer. All right. We're rolling on 45 minutes to an hour already. Thanks for letting me be a little random tonight. I like to freestyle, like to come off the top of the head when I talk. I also like to script things as well, but coming off the top is best. I'd like to thank everybody that tuned in. Big shout out to all the people that support me and that I support. The relationship we share is great. I love it. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Shout out to old friends and to new. So, once again, I'm going to post a ton of recipes in my online inner coaching circle group. There's only about 150 of us. If you want in on that inner circle, let me know. I'll add you to the group and you can share a lot of great things. I'm learning new things. Good. That's good. That's what's up. That's what I like. Feel free to tune back into the past 2 webinars. You may learn a tip or two. If you only take one thing from each webinar from me, then I feel like we both did our job, man. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to be available for any comments you may have. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's get this thing to 600 views. And I appreciate everyone and everything you do for me. Get your water in. And I'll see you guys later, man. Thanks for everybody that tuned in, especially a lot of the old school people, man. I appreciate it. Let's get it.